What's up, all my Ewoks, Tribbles, Droids, and Wookiees? It's Anna, also known as That Star Wars Girl, and today I'm going to be covering this news that just dropped because John Boyega, who played Finn in the Disney's fanfiction sequel trilogy of Star Wars, he did an interview with British GQ, and in this interview, he made some accusations towards Disney and their treatment of him during the filming and, afterwards, and, the whole promotional, aspect side of, a movie coming out. And he kind of made some accusations about their treatment of him and, just shoehorning him in and having him be that token black character. So as you can see right off the bat, John Boyega, I'm the only cast member whose experience of Star Wars was based on their race. Now, during today's current climate as far as what's going on in the world, and I'm not talking about the weather, that's a pretty big accusation to make right now. So, again, this article is from British GQ. It's got a lot of information on him, not just on Star Wars, but some of his other activisms and some of his other experiences in life and how that has, shaped him as an actor and stuff like that. Now, I'm going to focus just specifically on what has to do with the, with Star Wars. So I'm actually going to go over to another site, which is Disney Star Wars is Done by the one and only Bacca. If you want to go read the full GQ article, or if you want to read this one as well, the links for both of them are in the description of this video, but I'm going to be reading this one, which is taken a quote specifically from this article, but Bacca is just very good about getting everything, about Star Wars and putting it in one place, so that way you don't have to read one paragraph and then the other paragraph doesn't have anything to do with Star Wars and then it's there. So he put all the information in one place, which is very, very helpful. So let's get right into this. John Boyega lets it all out. Recently, John Boyega sat down with GQ magazine and made the following statement, which may provide us with weeks of glorious, I don't speak German, I don't know what that word is. Other directors agreed, and in 2014, he found himself brought into Star Wars fold by J.J. Abrams. Cue his reveal as a conflicted stormtrooper once known as FN2187. Now, let me just say, and I've said this time and time again, I think that if they would have actually gone with him as the main character of Star Wars, it would have been a lot better. And actually, let me zoom in on this so you guys can see it a little bit better. If they would have just focused on him being, a child who was brought into the servitude of the evil empire, or the First Order, and getting brainwashed, and then, realizing that that's bad, and then leaving that and having to deal with, either the PTSD and the trauma of it, and running into someone who is, force sensitive, and, as that person struggling with things, and he's like Finn, having that experience of what true evil is and helping that person, being a non-force user, helping a force user come to terms and, fighting off the dark side or the temptation of the dark side. That would be a very fucking compelling story, and I would have loved to seen it. And honestly, with the charisma that John Boyega has, he could have led and, been, the main character of this entire franchise. But instead of doing that, they, like he said in, his little quote, he 100% was, just the token black character. And I think that, all of the decisions that they made as far as the sequel fan fiction trilogy was, you're reaping what you sow, so yeah, that's what I have to say about that. An absurd attempt to boycott the fourth highest grossing film of all time. Latterly, the millions that enabled Boyega to surprise his parents with their brand new house 3 years ago. Oh, that's sweet. Yet again, this is another instance when Boyega seems keen to revise the public record on how something really played out. Whereas previously he responded to the fraudulently racist commentary that greeted his casting in The Force Awakens with bullishness, get used to it, as his since deleted Instagram response post had it. Now, he is keen to discuss the lasting psychic wounds that an ordeal like that leaves. Jeez, oh my goodness. I'm the only cast member who had their own unique experience of the franchise based on their race, he says, holding my gaze. Let's just leave it like that. It makes you angry with a process like that. It makes you much more militant. It changes you because you realize, I've gotten this opportunity, but I'm in an industry that wasn't even ready for me. Nobody else in the cast had people saying they were going to boycott the movie because they were in it. Nobody else had the uproar and death threats sent to their Instagram DMs and social media saying, black this and black that, you shouldn't be a stormtrooper. Nobody else had that experience, but yet people are surprised that I'm this way. That's my frustration. Now, as far as this has to go, yeah, there are people that are assholes. They are going to say the absolute nastiest shit because on the internet, they're hiding behind a computer screen. They're total fucking pussies. And they will go out of their way to say the most hurtful things to people to get reactions out of them. And for them, going out of their way and saying, the most atrocious things to somebody, with, the popularity and the fame that John Boyega has and getting a reaction from him is exactly what they want. So they know that he has his guard up. So they're going to go even further and they're going to push the limit of to this insane amount to get a reaction from him. And as a human being, having to deal with that puts a lot of stress and pressure on you. And I mean, I'm amazed that a majority of the celebrities are able to hold back. But then again, a lot of celebrities don't run their own social media accounts. A lot of celebrities have entire teams that run their Instagram that, are the ones that are taking pictures of them when they're off doing something and then posting on, their official Instagram page or running their Twitter. And a majority of the time, the celebrities have nothing to do with their actual own, Instagram or Twitter account. It's usually a team. So the fact that John Boyega is the one that's running his, and you can see by the way he posts on Twitter and by the way he posts up on Instagram, it's him. He might have his assistant help him sometimes, as far as filming things, but a majority of the time from what I've seen, because I do follow him on both platforms, is that he is the one that's running it. So I couldn't even imagine opening up my DMs and getting the shit that he gets. And I mean, I get shit like that too, but I mean, I'm just a small-time YouTuber. He's, known around the world as the dude that was in Star Wars and so much more. So I couldn't even imagine, and it sucks to be in that kind of position. It sucks that there's those cowards and pussies out there that would, say the most horrendous things because they can hide. I mean, my parents raised me to have more integrity than that. Apparently theirs didn't. He has made peace with a lot of this now. Following that intense 2017 period, he attended therapy to deal with some horrible personality traits such as anger, but he lets his point settle as our mocktails melt to minted slush on the low table between us. As readers of this blog know, the Black Stormtrooper controversy was purely imaginary. Settled science confirmed this, but he has some criticism for Disney as well. In the continued afterglow of the first franchise defibrillating Star Wars film, he continued to notice a stylist he'd hired when he first started doing press cringing at certain clothes I wanted to go for. The hairdresser who had no experience of working with hair like his, but still had the guts to pretend, and he decided that he could no longer grin and bear it like a grateful competition winner. During the press of The Force Awakens, I went along with it, he notes, and obviously at the time I was very genuinely happy to be part of it. But my dad always tells me one thing: don't overplay with respect. You can pay respect, but sometimes you'll be overpaying and selling yourself short. And that's very good advice. So like stuff like this, I would be fucking pissed. I don't even know John Boyega and I'm pissed for him. The fact that they, did this to him, and you want to talk about blatant racism, there you go. And the thing is, the people that complain about racism, all these social justice warriors that want to about everything, and if you say the one wrong thing wrong, and if you type one thing wrong, they lose their fucking shit for weeks on end on Twitter. But none of them threw a temper tantrum over this, which was one of the most blatantly racist things that Disney did, which we have photographic evidence of, and they don't care. I mean, what a slap in the fucking face. You make him tiny, you get rid of Poe, and you make BB-8 all big. Like, what is this? This is ridiculous. But apparently it's okay when Disney does it. It's so difficult to maneuver, he says, exhaling, I can't even speak right now, exhaling deeply, visibly collaborating, the level of professional diplomacy to display. You get yourself involved in projects, and you're not necessarily going to like everything, but what I would say to Disney is to not bring out a black character, market them to be much more important in the franchise than they are, and then have them pushed to the side. Thank you, John Boyega. Thank you. His character was the most interesting of the entire bunch, at least in my opinion. To me, he was the most interesting. He had a story that we hadn't seen before. Somebody that was a stormtrooper, a hardcore stormtrooper that, you know, woke up and got dehypnotized by the entire fiasco and leaves and, you know, actually rebels against the people that he was, you know, so hardcore part of. Princess Leia was never part of the Empire, you know? So, yes, the rebellion, they were rebelling against the Empire, but like somebody that actually was defective from them. Come on, you talk about compelling, and you want to be the forefront of innovation, Disney? Why wouldn't you? Especially if you're going to go out of your way to specifically cast him because he's black and you want him to be the black, your token black character. Okay, why instead of having, you know, the brown hair, brown eyes white girl be the head of your franchise, which is apparently the only thing Disney, they say Princess Leia and Padme have brown hair and brown eyes. Well, guess what? They're mother and daughter, so the casting on that was kind of done purposefully. But instead, let's have Rogue One, you know, with brown hair, brown eyes, the sequel fanfiction trilogy, brown hair, brown eyes, British white chick. Okay, instead of doing that, if you want to, you know, go and, you know, get all of the woke points, why wouldn't you have the black guy that you specifically cast because he was black be the main character of your saga? Oh, well, no, they're not woke enough for their own wokeness. They're so out of touch. And, like, come on. You had the character and with the most compelling backstory who happened to be black. He didn't have to be black. He happened to be black. And you could have used him because he had the most compelling fucking backstory. But no, never mind. Let me get back into this because now I'm going to go on my own little rant. Let's see. He is talking about himself here, and, character. Market them to be much more important in the franchise than they are, and then have them pushed to the side. It's not good, I'll say it straight up. He's talking about himself here, about the character of Finn, the former stormtrooper who wielded a lightsaber in the first film before being somewhat nudged to the perpetuary, my god, I can't even talk. But he is also talking about other people of color in the cast. Naomi, Kelly Marie Tran, and Oscar, a brother from Guatemala, who he feels suffer the same treatment. He is acknowledging that some people will say he's crazy or making it up, but the recorded character hierarchy of The Last Jedi was particularly hard to take. Now, that's a whole nother topic for another time. Like you guys knew what to do with Daisy Ridley, you knew what to do with Adam Driver, he says, you knew what to do with these other people, but when it came to Kelly Marie Tran, when it came to John Boyega, you know fuck all. So what do you want me to say? What they want you to say is, I enjoyed being part of it. It was a great experience. Nah. I'll take that deal when it's a great experience. They gave all the nuance to Adam Driver and all the nuance to Daisy Ridley. Let's be honest, Daisy knows this, Adam knows this, everybody knows this. I'm not exposing anything. And he's 100% right. Everything, it's completely obvious to anyone with a pair of freaking eyes. You just look at it and you can see the difference in treatment of certain characters compared to others. Let's go back and look. Look at the treatment of certain characters to others. It's right there in their own damn marketing scheme. It's right there in the movies. You market, oh my gosh, we're gonna have Finn. And I remember all of the action figures of Finn when it first came out. It was this big deal that Finn was a stormtrooper that leaves. And he's gonna go and do something with this other character, which we found out his name was Rey, especially if you do just specifically look at the toys. They marketed him so much, and then he was this throwaway character. In The Rise of Skywalker, the last movie, the last closing movie in their saga, what does he do? He's barely comedic relief. In The Last Jedi, he was, again, barely comedic relief. They completely disrespected him and his character. The most interesting character you have, and you just wasted it. You just threw it to the side because you wanted to have your token black character, you wanted to have your token Asian, you wanted to have your token like Latina or Latin character, and but then you want to focus on all the white people. Talk about blatant racism. So everyone, let me know what you think about all of this in the comment section of this video. Again, both of these articles, if you want to read the full GQ article, the link is in the description of this video, as well as this one, which is Disney Star Wars is done by Bacca. And until next time, everyone, I hope you have a great morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are in the world, and may the Force be with you, because we are really, really, really gonna need it. Bye, everyone.
What's up, everyone? It's Anna, also known as That Star Wars Girl, and I have an Etsy store, so if you've ever wanted to own a print of my artwork, this is the place to go. As you can see, I have a lot of recognizable characters, from horror films to heroes to Star Wars characters. Some of the notable characters I have on here are Darth Vader, which I did a couple live streams painting, so you can own a print of this painting. I also have Luke Skywalker, the Binary Sunset version, one of my favorite scenes in the original New Hope movie. I have Darth Maul, which Ray Parks himself actually complimented me on Instagram. And then last but certainly not least, Ahsoka Tano. So if you want to own any of these prints, go right on over to my Etsy store. Again, that's The Art of Anna, That Star Wars Girl, or TSWG for short. Thank you, everyone, and have a great rest of your day. What's up, everyone? I have a P.O. box, so if you want to send me some mail, go ahead and send it to Anna, That Star Wars Girl, or TSWG for short, at P.O. Box number 28171, Santa Ana, California, 927998171. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you so much.